Hello, my name is Mrs. Arredondo, and I am the librarian at Del Castillo Elementary. Today I'm going to show you how you can use the Del Castillo webpage to log in to Clever. Sometimes your teachers may ask you to log in to Google Classrooms or Microsoft Teams. They might want you to watch a Brain Pop video or use some of the many programs that we offer at BISD and at Del Castillo. So one way to be able to access all that information in one place is through the Clever portal. So to get to the Clever portal, we first want to go into the Del Castillo Elementary webpage. Once we are in, you want to make sure that you find where it says more, and we want to click on Learning Management Systems. Once we are at the Learning Management System page, we want to scroll down and we look for where it says Clever, the Clever icon. Notice down here it says username and password is student ID. That is a 7-digit number that has been assigned to you. This is what you usually use to log into AR. So we're going to click the icon and it is going to take us into the Clever login screen. Once we are at the Clever login screen, we have two options. If we have our Clever badges and if we have access to an iPad or an iPhone, we can use the Clever badge and login. However, since we don't have a Clever badge right now, and a lot of us do have our laptops, we are going to use this button right here where it says login with Clever, and you'll know which one it is because it has the big C on it. So you're going to click on login with Clever, and this is where it's going to ask you for your student ID. So remember, your student ID is the same thing as your AR number, but instead of typing in the S, all we are going to do is type in the number. So I am going to type in an ID number, and for the password, I'm going to type in the exact same number, and then I'm going to click login. Once we log in, it will take us to our Clever portal. Now, the first thing I want to show you is where it says to save password. Unless you're going to be using the same computer and only you are going to use it, then it might help for you to save the password. But if you're going to be sharing the computer, you're going to want to click never because you don't want other people to be able to log into your portal. The other thing I want to point out is right here where it says get the Clever extension. If you are using Google Chrome, you might want to get the Clever extension because that will make it so much easier to log in. But for now, I'm going to show you how to log in without using that Clever extension. So the first thing we're going to look at is where it says teacher pages. So if you notice, we have our two teacher pages. We have a Del Castillo 5th grade page and we have Mr. Sandoval's page. This is where Mr. Sandoval can edit and add things that he wants. So this is where you're going to go to look for your own teacher page. When you scroll down, you're going to have your student resources, such as Google and Seesaw, the BISD website. And then you're going to have the section which has all the apps that you will most likely be using. So this is where you can log into BrainPop. This is where you can log into ClassDojo. We have our Google Classroom, our Lexia Core 5, our Microsoft Teams, Quaver Music, our Pearson EasyBridge. So this is what you're going to log into to pretty much access most of your things. So what I want to show you is two things. The first thing I want to show you is Microsoft Teams. So I'm going to click on Microsoft Teams. And you're going to notice that if you don't have the Clever extension installed, this is going to pop up. So I want you to notice that your username is your ID number, followed by the @ symbol, which you can type using the shift and the 2, then STU for student, www.ccc.bisd.us. Your password is going to be that unique password that has been assigned to you. This password is a little bit harder to remember, so if you don't know it, you can always ask your teacher because your teacher will have it. So for now, I am going to press copy, and then I'm going to go to Microsoft Teams. From there, it is going to ask us to log in. This is going to pop up. So from here, we are going to type in the user ID, so the number that we had, at, which is the shift in the 2, stu.bisd.us. And then I'm going to click next. Then I am going to paste the password that we copied. And again, I'm going to type in never. Then I'm going to click sign in. And again, I'm going to click never. And now we are going to get signed in to Microsoft Teams. So now I'm going to type use web app instead. We can always click on get the Windows app, but that's going to involve downloading. So I'm going to click on use the web app, and this will take us into our Teams. If you have a team, it'll automatically show up. This is what you can use to join meetings on Teams. Now to sign out, you're going to want to click on the upper right corner. You're going to click on the initials and you will click sign out. And that will completely sign us out. We can exit the tab and now we are back on the Clever portal. The second thing I would like to show you is Google Classroom. So we will click on Google Classroom, and just like it did with Microsoft Teams, without that Clever extension, it's going to have us sign in. So again, I'm going to copy that password. I'm going to click on go to Google Classroom, and I am going to type in a username. So it's the ID number at stu.bisd.us. And then again, we paste the password. So once we are signed in, we will be able to see our classes. Ms. Genevieve still has her classes from last year, but once her teacher adds her into his or her room, she will see a square that is asking her to join, and she will be able to join it. And then from there, you can access Google Classroom. And again, we're just going to exit the tab, and that's it. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can always ask your teacher. You can ask me, the librarian. You can call the school. We will all be very, very happy to help you. So if you feel that you can't figure this out, do not hesitate to call. We're always going to be here for you. So I'm going to log out. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening.